Hello everybody and welcome to a Saturday morning stream. I have a treat, at least I hope it's a treat, to share with you this week. Everyday today's menu for Emiya Family. Now, this is based on an anime spin-off of the Fate series. And I don't know too much about what this game itself is offering, but I am such a big fan of that particular anime. It was such a delight to watch through, and I'm hoping that this game can capture even a little bit of the incredible charm and wholesome goodness of that anime. So people who know Fate know that it's a pretty action-based, quite, in a way, a juvenile anime series. Very kind of action-based and quite standard. It's become a massive phenomenon around the world, thanks to various games and stuff as well, and figures and all that stuff. But this spin-off doesn't have any violence in it. It's all very wholesome. It's basically about cooking and sharing food and just enjoying the company of one another. So it brings back all the favourite Fate characters, including Rin Tohsaka. I didn't say that very well, did I? Including Rin and Tohsaka. And I'm a huge fan of Rin. Rin's my favourite, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in this game as well. Alright, so we'll give people a moment or two to jump on and say hello if they want to, and then we'll get stuck into it. I think this is going to be a visual novel with some like cooking mini games in it. I think that's what the point of this game is. Okay, so let's get into it. That's a very lovely little song to play at the top. So here we go. Sets the mood nicely. It's charming. So here we go. We've got the story. We've got daily menu, which is maybe the mini games. We've got memory. You can look back at previous maybe key scenes. You can practice your cooking games here. Oh, there we go. The description of the mode is there at the bottom of the screen. Browse snapshots and outfits. You can take photos. Oh, I'm going to have to print off lots of photos of Rin. I have the printer to do it. Start daily menu mode and story mode. So story mode will be the one we play today, because that seems to be the logical place to go. Alright. So, story. I'll just turn the sound up a little bit. So, we've got chapter 1, Saber's story. That's all the various... Oh, this is quite full. Lots of things to do. This game was full priced. It was $60 in the... $50 US when I bought it from the US e-store. So you'd want to get a fair bit of content for it, I guess, because it is a full game. But that's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff here to play through. Like, there's a lot. And we've only got the 1 star. So if it's anything like the anime was really great because each anime showed a particular dish that the character would cook as a way of sharing with their friends, and yeah, it was kind of a character-driven plot where they would pick the ingredients and you'd actually see how they made the food. So it was kind of a mini, in a way, it was kind of a cooking show as well. And yeah, it was always very nice and light. So here we go, we'll jump into this. And they give you the little scenario there. It is New Year's Eve at the Emiya house. After finishing up at the end of the big cleaning, end of year big cleaning, Shiro begins to prepare Toshikoshi Soba for dinner. Saber makes a surprising request, asking to help him with the cooking. Very good. So obviously all the food that you get to see in this is all very Japanese, and as somebody who quite likes Japanese food, that was another reason that I really liked the anime, because it got me hungry every single time. Loading times are fairly lengthy. I believe this is a Switch exclusive, so you'd have to have a Switch to play it. Toshikoshi Soba. Good stuff, that. I don't know if anybody's had Toshikoshi Soba, but it's very nice. Okay, so this is interesting. Oh, I'll just let you watch it. Won't talk till I get it.
今年も無事に年越しを迎えられそうだ。そろそろ夕飯のことも考えないか。セバは何か食べたいものはあるか。
そうですね。一年の締めくくりにふさわしいものがあれば、それを食べてみたいです。
となると、昨日から準備してた返しや出汁があるから、それを使って年越しそばにしよう。
おお。それは非常に楽しみです。
エビ天なんかも乗せるし、きっと満足してもらえると思う。よし、ちょっと休憩してから作り始めるか。セイバーは疲れてるだろうし、ゆっくりしててくれ。
いえ、シロこそお疲れでしょう。今日は私も手伝います。
セイバーが料理を？
ダメでしょうか。
いや、そんなことはないけど、ちょっとびっくりしただけ。セイバーが手伝ってくれるって言うなら、断る理由なんてないさ。
それなら安心しました。
慣れない作業ばかりになると思うけど、大丈夫か？
はい、問題ありません。刃物の扱いに慣れているのはシロもご存知でしょう。
包丁と剣はまた別物なんだ。
それはそうかもしれませんね。しかし精一杯頑張りますので。
Alright, so we can pause for a second and just chat. Yeah, so what was really interesting about this straight up is that it is 3D graphics. So I was kind of expecting going into it that it would use the same kind of 2D graphics that the anime itself uses, which is really gorgeous aesthetic, but they've taken that aesthetic and put it into 3D, so it looks very much like the anime but with 3D characters, which is nice and immediately a nice look. Saber looks gorgeous as always. Saber is a very lovely character. So we've got two choices here. Alright, if you want to help that much, then I'll get you to help me. Okay, I'm relying on you. Please be careful not to hurt yourself. So, either way, she's going to do the cooking for us. I guess. Because in the anime, usually he's the one who's the cook. He's the one that really makes all these lovely dishes and stuff. All the other characters have their own kind of specialty that they cook as well. But he's kind of, because he's the main character, he's also the main cook. But let's, it looks like Saber's going to be cooking dinner today. You do need to have a little bit of familiarity with Fate, I guess, to kind of get into this anime. You need to know who the characters are at least. Because the game doesn't, or the anime doesn't really introduce the characters as such. But it is very much independent. It's not related to the story of the main Fate series. Okay, so that looks like the end of the cutscene. Haven't seen Rin yet. I really want to see Rin. Bring Rin in. Okay, so we've got the instructions here. It looks like we are actually cooking. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yes, this is a Fate spin-off. You may not have actually seen the anime in the past. It's a one-series anime that they did, which takes all the Fate characters from the original, so Fate Stay Zero, and just puts them in this cooking show. And they just cook, and that's it. They talk, they have good times together, and they cook. And it's just the most lovely, wholesome anime. I love the anime so much. So that's why I've been really looking forward to this game, because the anime is just so lovely. And yeah. So, at the end of that little cutscene, we are now going to make Toshikoshi Soba. We need to peel and devein the shrimp. Then we need to rub shrimp with a mixture of salt, potato starch, and sake. Rinse and pat dry. Cut slits of shrimp belly about a third deep in 5 places. Well, this is a complex dish. This is well beyond my actual ability to cook, that's for sure. Wow, look at that. It's a huge one. That's a long process. Hopefully they explain it as we go along, because I'm not going to be able to remember that. Oh, okay, there we go. Game content. So we need to chop the Toshikoshi Soba. Oh, that's pretty cool. So they actually give you the full recipe for making the dish, if you want to note it down and make it yourself, you know, with using real ingredients afterwards. And then they simmer it down into a little video game, a series of video game mechanics. So in this, we're going to be chopping the Toshikoshi Soba ingredients and then boiling the soba. That's what we need to do. Cool, I really like that. Like I said, the anime really made me hungry every time, because they do actually explain how to make the dishes. And yeah, Saber's enthused. Go cook. We do. Let's do what we are told to and cook. So here we go, minigame. So please cut the green onion, kamaboko, and mustard spinach, which goes on top of the soba. Okay, we can do that. And then he'll cut the yuzu zest for aroma. I love yuzu. Yuzu's like a Japanese lemon or lime, and it is just the nicest citrus flavour. I miss fresh yuzu. Can't really get it in Australia. You can get yuzu like juice, but fresh yuzu is not really available here. Okay, so chop the Toshikoshi Soba ingredients. How to play. Press A to move the knife. Press A at the right time to chop the ingredients that come from left to right. Minigame. It's a rhythm minigame kind of thing. The closer the little knife symbol is to the target, the higher score you'll get. Okay, that's no worries. And, oh, yep, it is. Putting my rhythm game skills into practice here. Oh, that's not good. I didn't do that one so well. That's better. I agree, more Japanese series do need a cooking spin-off. A lot more do. Every one of the favourite animes need a spin-off, a cooking spin-off. So we got 2,626 there. 19 perfect, 3 great, 1 good, 2 bad. And that puts us in a 1 heart. Our 1 heart score. So we unlock the next episode. But we didn't acquire a snapshot or a memories piece. You need to get top scores for that. Okay, fine. Oh, that looks good. I'm hungry now. Soba is such a nice thing. I don't know if you've had soba before, but it is absolutely delicious. Cold, hot, however you want to eat the soba, it is really nice stuff. How do we boil it? As you do that, he'll fry the ebi. Okay. Once the soba noodles are boiled, your first meal will be complete. Okay. So what do we need to do to boil a soba? What's the mini game here? Press and hold the A button to make the little icon. Who cares about narrative and philosophy when we have inness from Final Fantasy 15? I know. How good was the food in that game? There were 2 things in Final Fantasy 15 I loved more than anything else. It was the food that would show up, because it was always the most beautiful renders of food I think I've ever seen in a video game. And I also liked the photography, that the dude was just out there taking snaps as you were fighting monsters and whatever. And at the end of the day, you'd see those little photos. That was... Final Fantasy 15 was a great road tripping game for those reasons. Anyway, back to the game. Press and hold the A button to make the little icon move to the left. Now let it go and it will return to the right. Keep the icon over the target to increase its gauge. And then press up once the target's gauge is full. That makes sense. Alright. Oh, there we go. We just need to keep it there. And then, I see. You fill it up and then press the button. There we go. Moving down. And there. I'm doing good. I'm cooking this soba like a champ. Alright, so there we go. I got another bunch of points there. 1,890 points. Not enough to... Do they add the points together? Is that how it works? They're adding the points? Yes, they do. They add the 2 points together. 4,516. Ah, there we go. I got everything. I got a snapshot. I got a memories piece, and I unlocked the next episode. I'm cooking like a pro. And she gets skills as she goes along, too. So there's an experience point system in there. It's pretty complex by visual novel standards. And we've unlocked the recipe, so I can go and make Toshikoshi Soba now. If I if I could read those instructions and make sense of it. And first time cooking snapshot. And chapter 2. You got Toshikoshi's... Oh, so jigsaw puzzle. Memories piece. Toshikoshi Soba's Saber story piece. One piece of the jigsaw down. And then we go to the second half of the episode. We watch the rest of it, I guess. They'll be talking again now. Oh, that looks good. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
いただきます。これはうまい。何か隠し味でも入れたのか。
これほど美味しい料理ができるようになるとは。
And... Oh, more episode.
美味しかった。初めてとは思えないほどよくできてた。
うまくできるかどうか不安でしたが、喜んでもらえてよかったです。自分が作ったものをこんな風に褒められるのはとても嬉しいです。少しくすぐったいですが、いつもはシロが作るのを待っているだけでしたが、こうして料理をするのもいいものですね。
それに同じ食事だとしても誰かと食べるだけでずっと美味しくなったりするだろう。さて、美味しい年越しそばも食べたし、もうあとは新年を迎えるだけだな。
そうですね。しかしどうして年が変わる前にそばを食べるのでしょうか。おせち料理のように何か意味が込められているのか、少し気になりますね。
確かそばのように細く長く生きるとか、そんな意味だって聞いたことがあるような。
なるほど。その後の健康を祈っての食事なのですね。他にも意味はあるのでしょうか。
細く長くということから健康長寿や家運長命の縁起を担いでるとか。
なるほど。そのように意味を知っていると料理を見る目も変わってきますね。
そうだな。他の料理にも結構そういう意味があったりするから面白い。
そうなのですか。それは興味深いですね。
それなら今度から一緒に料理してみないか。
嬉しい申し出ですが、私にできるでしょうか。
大丈夫。今日の年越しそばだってうまくできたし、心配することはないさ。 こうしてセイバーが料理に興味を持ってくれたんだし、せっかくなら一緒に作っていくのもいいかなって。
わかりました。シローがそう言ってくれるのでしたら、お言葉に甘えさせてもらいます。
よし、決まりだな。メニューをいろいろ考えておかないと。
あまり難しいものだと自信がないので、できれば簡単なものから始めていただけると。
わかった。じゃあ簡単なものから始めていこう。
はい、ありがとうございます。
でも今日の感じを見ていると、セイバーならコツをつかむのも早そうだ。
それは買いかぶりすぎですよ、シロー。コツをつかんだとしても日々の鍛錬に勝るものではありませんし、ですので基礎からしっかり学び、コツコツと経験を積んでいければと。
そこまで意気込んでくれるなら、こっちも教えがいがありそうだ。でも褒め言葉くらいは素直に受け取ってもバチは当たらないと思うぞ。
そうですね。では今日だけは感謝しましょう。
これからいろんな料理を作っていこう。一緒に頑張ろうな、セイバー。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
Yeah, you have to eat as quickly as you can. No, it's one of the things I do like about Japanese cooking and the kind of cuisine. They do have a lot of special dishes that have a lot of special meaning, and you learn a lot about the culture by studying, I guess, how they cook and the way they see food. It is very important to the culture. So yeah, stuff like that where you get little bits of information about the reason that people eat various things at various times is nice. You know, in Australia, we don't have anywhere near that same kind of history with food that we put particular importance on meals. I mean, obviously we have food that we like, but and we have plenty of Australian dishes and whatever. But yeah, it doesn't have the same cultural resonance that a lot of Japanese food does. I didn't know that. We have a lot of people not eating grapes right and dying. That's interesting. Alright, so we unlocked chapter 2. Wow, there really is a lot to this game. There's a lot. It's going to be fun going through it all. So, the next dish we're going to be doing is salmon, mushroom and butter, baked in foil. So this is also Saber's story. I want to get to Rin. Where's Rin? Give me Rin's story. Unfortunately, I can't eat this. I do actually have a seafood allergy, so a lot of these foods, as good as they look to me, I can't actually eat them. This is going to be one of them. So, chapter 2. It's a normal day in the Emiya house. We're forced to buy fresh salmon from Lancer, who is working at the fish shop. Saber, who has just begun to show an interest in cooking, can make salmon baked in foil. Excellent. So we'll get to meet Lancer in this chapter. Another favourite character. I love all the characters in Fate. I actually have quite a few figures from Fate that I've picked up over time. Fate Stay Zero is definitely my favourite. I haven't been such a big fan of some of the later Fate stuff, but yeah. Fate State Zero, which is Stay Zero, which is the one that this anime and game is based on, is one of my all-time favourites. Alright, so we're going to go shopping, I guess, first. Oh no, we don't get to meet Lancer, he's already home. What did we buy today? We bought some salmon. I'm going to turn that up.
思わず買ってしまったのですか？
いや、ランサーがバイトしてる魚屋の前を通りかかって話をしているうちについ。
鮭を買わされたというわけですか？
まあそんなところ。ランサーのやつ、いつの間にあんなセールストークを身につけたんだか。
ランさんの商売の腕を上げているみたいですね。ところで、鮭を使って何を作るのですか？
そうだな。定番はそのまま 塩焼きするかムニエル、それにちゃんちゃん焼きとか。選択肢が多い分メニュー選びも悩むんだよな。
では冷蔵庫の中にあるものとの組み合わせで考えてみませんか？
そうだな。セイバーも一緒に考えてくれると助かるよ。
はい、それでは早速確認しに行きましょう。
ああ、これならホイル焼きができるぞ。
以前ランサーがやってきた時に作っていたものですね。あれはとても美味でした。また食べられるのは嬉しいです。ちなみにどのような調理をしていくのですか？
それはそうだ、せっかくだしセイバーも一緒に作らないか。
ええ、ぜひ。しかしあまり難しいものだと。
そこまで複雑な工程はないし、手順も教えるから大丈夫。むしろ料理を始めたばかりの人にはうってつけだと思うし、心配しなくていいや。
わかりました。シローのその言葉を信じましょう。ではシロー、よろしくお願いします。
Alright, so now we're going to be cooking fish in foil. That's a very common cooking technique, even I know how to do that one. To be honest, it's fun for me to cook with you, Saber. Yeah, let's flirt it up with Saber a bit. At least until Rin shows up.
そう言ってもらえると私としても嬉しいです。
よし、それじゃあそろそろ始めよう。
Alright, so here's the menu, or here's the instructions, the recipe. So that's not quite as complex in terms of the actual recipe as the, the last one we did. But yeah, you can... I guess once you unlock them, you can actually set your little switch up on the table and just copy it. Follow it like you would a recipe book to make your own dishes. That's really neat. I like that touch, where they actually give you the full recipe, not just the game version of it, but the actual recipe as well. Hi Paddy, welcome to the stream. We're cooking. We're cooking with our favourite anime characters. So the game mechanics are much more simple. We need to chop, do some more chopping, and then also bake. We haven't baked yet, so baking's a new mechanic we're going to look at, but the chopping will be fun. Yes, Fate definitely is a very multifaceted series now. I never expected we'd actually get a video game on this anime spin-off, because it was just too quirky and different, but I'm really happy that we have. I'm already really enjoying this. I'm going to get a lot of value out of this one, I think. Especially when we get to some recipes that I'll actually want to try myself, and I'll start using this like a recipe book. Alright, so we'll be cutting first, or chopping. Go cook. Yes, sir. Okay, so he started cooking the rice. First, let's cut the ingredients. We'll bake in foil. No worries. So this is a mini rhythm game again. Not really rhythm because there's no music, but it's the rhythm game action. I've never heard of these 12 grape things that you're both talking about here. I just haven't. I'll have to research these afterwards. I'm fascinated now. Alright. So they give you the little instruction on how to play again right before. And here we go. And chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Perfect. Cut them potatoes like a pro. Chop, chop, chop. Oops. Slightly mischopped that one. The carrot's not quite as good. So 2 greats, 18 perfects, and 1 game to go to get those points up. Should be okay. Let's see what we have to do for the baking bit. So, the salmon's been put in the foil. Now we need to steam bake in the frying pan. We adjust the heat by pressing up and down. And press A at the correct time while watching the cooking level of the interior and exterior to lift them. To flip them. Okay. I'm sure we can figure that out. Oh, I see. Oh, I did it bad. I did it bad. So I need to control the temperature to make sure that they're both cooked perfectly. That's fun. And flip. I didn't do so well with that one. I only got a good. Only 288 points. I did not cook that well at all. I have to learn that minigame. So as a result, I only got 1 heart. I do unlock the next episode at least, but I don't get a snapshot, and I don't get that memories piece. Oh, we're making sushi next. Excellent. California rolls, in fact. So we'll watch the second half of this episode. Looks better than my cooking.
なんとか完成しました。
いただきます。また次も頑張ろうな。
練習あるのみです。ごちそうさまでした、シロ。
ごちそうさま、セイバー。
Oh, that's it. That's the whole conversation we had there. Perhaps if you do good, if you get better points, you get more of a cutscene. Because, yeah, she was just like, I just got through that and then, yeah, that was fine. That was a very middling performance by my cooking there. But we did unlock sushi time. So let's press on. Let's make some sushi. One spring day as the cherry blossom trees bloom suggests to Saber and Sakura to celebrate Sakura's birthday because, yeah, sushi is very much a celebration thing in Japan. They do use it a lot for birthday parties and whatever. That makes sense. Let's jump into this story then. It does have some pretty lengthy loading times. That's the only problem with this game. Loading times. Alright. California rolls time.
私とも一緒に何か作ってみませんか？はい、ぜひ。楽しみにしています。
Okay, oh, there we go. So we can go down to here, and by selecting that dialogue option, as you can see, it says unlock additional routes. So I imagine that we'll start to be able to cook with Sakura then. That'll be alright. It's not Rin. I'm waiting for Rin to show up. But yeah, so it has this visual novel bit where you do get to make one decision, which would, I guess, affect how the narrative plays out afterwards. But they're not putting too much pressure on you to figure out the right route through things by actually telling you which is the right thing to choose if you want to do something. So we want to unlock the additional route, so we're going to pick this one. Let's do that.
そうしてもらえると助かります。先輩がいてくれれば励みになりますから。さくら同意です、シロ。それに3人で協力すれば効率的に調理ができるかと。
3人並ぶには台所が狭いけど、その辺は工夫してやるか。みんなでやれば賑やかでいいのかもしれないな。さてと、春らしいメニューなら何がいいかな。やっぱり春キャベツなんかを使って。
シロ、さくらには内緒にして誕生日までの楽しみとした方がいいのではありませんか？
と、確かにそうだね。
それじゃあ当日を楽しみにしてますね。
ああ、そうしてくれ。セイバーともいろいろ相談してみる。
何か良い案が出せればいいのですが。お二人が考えてくれたメニューなら何だって美味しくいただきますよ。
そう言ってもらえると助かるよ。さて、そろそろ昼飯のメニューを決めないとな。さくらも食べていくだろ。
それなら今日は3人で一緒に作りましょう。あ、ごめんなさい。実はこれから予定があるんですよ。そうだったのですか。それは残念です。私も残念ですけど、みんなでお料理はまた今度にしましょうね。そうだ、桜を見ていて思いついたレシピがあるんです。先輩、もしよかったら作ってみてください。
さすがさくらだな。せっかくだから今日の昼飯はこれにしてみるか。はい、
また感想を教えてくださいね。
Yeah, it is really wholesome. I don't know if you've actually seen the anime, Patty, but the anime is very much the same thing. It is just this really wholesome, happy thing where people just come together to cook and enjoy food, and it's just a one season thing, which is just so lovely. I can't explain just how much I really love this anime. So this game delivering on that is it's great. So okay, does that mean we're going to start cooking now? Let's find out. Alright. So California rolls. Let's have a look at the recipe for those. Sakura milk gelatin. Nice. So there is a fairly comprehensive recipe if you ever want to make California rolls of your own. And in terms of gameplay mechanics, oh, it's a 3-step one this time. So we need to add sushi vinegar to the rice, chop the California roll ingredients, and then boil the milk gelatin. So we've done 2 of those mini games already, but the adding of sushi vinegar to the rice is a new mini game. Let's see what that one's like, shall we? Okay. Let's do it. Go cook, yes sir. So first up was the adding of the the vinegar to the rice. I put the right. So what's the minigame? Hit the desired button repeatedly to mix the ingredients. Hit the button displayed in the area. So that's a very easy minigame. We're going to be track and fielding it. Just button mashing. What do we have to button mash? Ah, right. As fast as we can. And we did it. Yatta. We mixed that rice like a pro. Good score. Good score. 3,450 points with 2 games left. Sorry about that. I have a lot of noise. If you can hear the cars and stuff in the background, I have an awful lot of cars driving by today. It's exhausting. I know the microphone's picking up on a bit too much of that noise, but I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Alright, so chop the... Too many people have cars that just make noise. I don't know. I don't understand the appeal of that, but anyway. Back to the game. Chop the California roll ingredients. This is the rhythm game-like thing. That looks like nice sushi salmon. 3, 2, 1. And... chop that sushi, the salmons perfectly then, and the eggs. I think that's egg. And the avocado last up. Perfect. Nailed it. Top score. 1 to go. So that looks really nice. I've never had Sakura milk gelatin actually. I'm interested to try it. Sounds like something I'd like quite a lot. I actually like Sakura flavour, and I like milk gelatin, so I imagine I would enjoy this together. What do we do? Boil. 2, 1, ding. I would imagine that these minigames do get a little bit more challenging as you get a bit further on, but I would hope that it doesn't get too difficult. I mean, the point of this is clearly not to test your gameplay skills, so I'm really hoping that it just kind of stays this nice, simple bunch of minigames. I don't know how many there are. So far we've had, what, 4 different ones, so... There we go. Passed with flying colours. And then she gets a lot of experience points on her way to her next level. And we unlock the recipe. We get a new snapshot of Saber looking very pretty. And... oh, curry! Tropical style curry with summer vegetables. I love Japanese curry. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And we got a new jigsaw piece too. There we go. Second half of the episode. Oh, that looks good. Hello, Hero of the Wind. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's only available in America right now, like North America. I had to buy it from the North American store. It's not available in Australia or the UK either. I think it comes out later on, but for now it's only US, so I had to go and buy myself some US card credit.
昨日マグロとアボカドのわさび醤油和えを藤姉に頼まれて作った時の余りだな。
ああ、お酒に合うと言ってタイガが喜んで食べていたあれですか。
そうそう、アボカドってそこまで使うものじゃないからこいつで消費できてよかった。さくらに感謝し
I know, right? It's like pure food porn. It's just... It makes me want to eat. And the anime is exactly the same. Like, the anime does this amazing job of making you want to cook everything that they actually show on it. They do give you the full recipe in the anime, and you can then go away and do it yourself. But yeah, they really do show off the food in a very nice way.
自分でもここまで料理を楽しめるようになるとは思っていなかったので少し驚いています。しかし満開の桜を見てカリフォルニアロールを思いつくとは桜がすごいですね。
俺にはちょっと出てこない発想だよ。
桜も日々精進しているということでしょう。
さくらの頑張りは俺も見習わないと。気がついたら置いてかれてしまいそうだ。
私もいつか独自のメニューを考えられるようになりたいです。そのためにはもっと基本の料理を抑えていかなくてはなりませんね。
セイバーにも気合が伝染しちゃったか。
もちろんです。デザートの牛乳寒天も実に風流で今の季節にぴったりでした。
うん、ちょうどいい甘さですっきりした気分になった。こうしてデザートまできちんと提案してくれるところもさすがさくらだよな。
ええ、自分の名前を冠した料理というのも遊び心があって素敵ですしね。私もいつか自分の名を冠した料理を作ってみたいものです。
それはセイバーじゃなくて本名でってこと？
そうですね。セイバーという名がつく料理はそうですし
でもそうするとドラゴンの名前を冠した料理？
Again, sorry about the cars driving them.
本当にあるのならばぜひ作ってみたいですね。今度リンに聞いてみましょう。
トーサカ知ってるかな？
So again, sorry about the cars driving in the front of my house. Seems like everybody's got their noisy cars out for a Saturday morning drive. But yes, that was nice. So, there we go. We have now indeed unlocked a new chapter. And we can now do curries with Sakura. So if you do get all 3 hearts, you get a little medal there, as you can see. I just want to quickly drop out of the game itself to see what these snapshots look like. So, memory here. There's the album. So you can pull that up, and you can... Oh, that's going to be fun printing those, if I can turn the display off. Yes. So I have my Instax Mini printer, which I've been using for Dead or Alive Extreme photos and Pokemon snaps. I'm going to use it for this one too, print out my favourite characters. Especially when there's all these rins. Look at all these rins I'm going to be able to unlock. Excellent. Look at all those rins. And also we've got the recipes here. So, yeah. Oh look, the actual, they give you absolutely everything you need to know about how to make these recipes. Ingredients and everything. And then they show you a photo of what it should look like in anime form. That's nice. And there's a good number of them. We've got what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 20 different recipes here that they'll teach you how to make. There's also a closet, which is loading. I imagine that lets you change your character's clothing. That's generally what a closet should imply. So there's 4 different costumes for each of the characters. There's Rin. I'm looking forward to meeting Rin. And, oh, you've got a full photo mode too. So this game goes all the way. You're not a Fate fan, so you forgot this franchise has another character named Rin. Yeah, I became a Fate fan because of Rin. Rin's very much my kind of character. But yeah, her name is very common in anime, that is for sure. Lots of Rins everywhere. We'll jump back into the story mode and get with that curry cooking. I want to unlock the recipe. I might try and make it myself for dinner tonight, and then that'll be interesting. As part of my review of this game for Digitally Downloaded, I'll go and actually cook one of the recipes that they teach you in this game. And I'm thinking curries is the way to go. Loading, loading, loading. Here we go. Yeah, I think that seems to be the way it is. It's 1/3 cooking sim, 1/3 visual novel, 1/3 cookbook. Probably add an extra third if you want. It's kind of fan service. It's not kind of sexy fan service, but it is very much fan service for people who like the Fate series, because it is just purely giving you a chance to enjoy some time with these characters, and that is a good thing as well. It's probably best for the sake of the stream that I don't actually get a chance to hang out with Rin, because I'll go a little bit ballistic. But yeah, I agree. Someone will find some way to complain about the frame rate. I'm sure there'll be comments about the loading times too, because they are a bit long. But yeah, this is not a game that's there for the technical capabilities. It looks nice, but it's very simple. I do like Japan in summer. I actually, most of the time when I go to Japan, because of Tokyo Game Show, it is during the summer, and Japanese summer has a very particular aesthetic. You would have heard at the very start of this clip, they had the cicadas making their noise, very loud noise. That is just so iconically Japan, Japanese summer. It's very hot in Japan in summer, like very humid, uncomfortably so. But that's why they eat curries and things. It's great. Hello, Heavy Arms. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was expecting it to be much cheaper than this, but they've really gone all out to make it full quality production, which I really like. I'm really impressed with this one so far. It's just another one of these games that just kind of, I mean, I was looking forward to it ever since they announced it, but I wasn't, counting down the days or anything. Then it lands, and I'm just like, yeah, this thing is going to occupy a lot of my time. Okay. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that there are people who enjoy my streams. It's not something that I'm naturally inclined to understand how to do well. So if there are people that enjoy them, then that's great. I'm happy. let's just go with this one. I'm pretty sure Sakura knows not to cut herself as she's cooking, so we'll go with this one. Yeah, you are right. The Fate franchise does have high production values. They're definitely very careful with how they manage the property. It has become such a big thing precisely because there is that focus on quality. It's so many other animes that originally were about, you know, superheroes fighting effectively. They don't have that same focus on quality. So even though they end up with an audience, they're always restricted to that audience. I think Demon Slayer is probably going to end up the same way because it has a really heavy focus on quality. And once they start expanding that out into other areas like cooking spin-offs, you get to cook with Nezuko, I'm sure. They'll do that at some point. When they spin off into those, it's also going to be a very popular series for a similar reason, I think. Alright, so here's our recipe for curry. Oh, it's a pretty long recipe. But I'm going to cook this. This is my my Saturday dinner. I'm actually, when I get off the stream today, I'm going to go to the shops and buy these ingredients, and I am actually going to cook this. I'll try to remember to take a photo of it, and let's just see how educational this game really is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find all the vegetables though. It's not summer here. Anyway, I'll do my best to cook it. So we need to stir fry. That's another new mechanic. We haven't done a stir fry yet. So this is what, the 5th cooking technique that they've turned into a gameplay mechanic. And then simmer. We have done simmering before. So let's see what stir frying is like. Cooking with Sakura. She's so pretty. I like the purple hair. Go cook, yes sir. So, stir frying. If you press A repeatedly, the little icon will move up. Let it go and it moves down. Oh, okay. So we just need to maintain the little icon in the particular area on that. That'll be fine. Okay. Oh. There we go. That's what we're doing. And there we go. Got it. And then when it's in the middle of the icon there, you press the up button on the D-pad and you get a perfect if you do it just right. Let it drop. Can I get it? 2 seconds? No, not quite. Not too bad. It'll be tough to get the 3 heart score from this now because I've only got one more minigame, but I'll give it a go. Let's see how far I get with it. Oh, that looks good. That looks so good. So good. Yeah, they are getting a little bit harder. That little icon is moving a bit more now. Oh no! I did bad there. It is moving a little bit more. So there is a little bit of challenge that gets baked into this game later on. Baked. But I don't think it's ever going to be like hard. I'd be surprised. Oh! I did something good. I got a bonus time. So I won't get a top score there, unfortunately. But I'll be enough to unlock the next episode. 4,000. Oh, no. No, I didn't even get enough to unlock the next episode. I did naughty. I did bad. Oh, no. So I've cooked something terrible. I think they're not going to enjoy this. The second half of the episode is going to be like, nah, that was disgusting, mate. Oh, no, I can't even continue. So unless you pass the challenge, you actually can't watch the rest of it. So I'll have to retry the dish. Interesting. So you have to get a minimum of 1 heart result. We'll try and cook the curry again then. And see if I can do a better job. I've got a bonus time. Slightly better score. Slightly better. Let's see how we go with this one. Ah. Got to concentrate now. I think I got a pass now. I think that's enough to get 4,500. And let's see. I did, but only 1 heart. Wow. I imagine then that these lower scores, these harder scores, you'll need the skills of the characters to unlock, because if we go to the next screen, there is that experience system, so you'll probably get bonus points as they level up. So there is a bit of a grind in there. And remember that this this chapter was fairly far down the chapter order, so it's slightly more advanced in difficulty. But next up, oh, it's Rin next. It's Rin. We're going to hang out with Rin. I'm so happy. And she's going to make fried rice. I like fried rice. Alright, so we'll just watch the second half of this episode. They're going to enjoy their curry. Looks good. Only adequate. I messed it up badly. Sorry, Sakura. I ruined your recipe. They're being polite to one another. They're only being polite because they have to. They hated it. I ruined the curry. I'm sorry. Oops. That's me dropping a controller. Yeah, so I will try and cook that. Hopefully I do a better job of actually cooking it than I do in the game. Oh no, it's not Rin. It's another Sakura chapter. But it must be Rin's recipe. So she might show up. Hopefully she shows up. Alright, we'll give it a go. Let's have a look. One summer day during a heat wave, Sakura tells she wants her sister to try her cooking. Okay. No worries.
したんださくら、悩み事か？
先輩、そういうわけではないんですけど、実は中華料理もやってみたいなって思っていて。
なるほど、大阪の影響だな。
やっぱり先輩は何でもお見通しですね。
中華料理といえば大阪だったな。けどそんなことを言い出すからには理由があるんだろう。
実はこの間、姉さんの家にお邪魔した時にお昼ご飯をごちそうになったんです。その時に姉さんが作ってくれたチンジャオうまいが本当に絶品で、調理しているところも見ていたんですが、あの見事な鍋さばきには目を見張りました。
大阪の中華料理の腕は本当にすごいからな。
はい、お料理している姉さんの姿もなんだかかっこよかったです。
She does indeed. She always looks cool
さ
though.
くらも遠坂みたいに中華料理を極めたくなったのか？
極めたいってほどじゃないですけど、姉さんに私の作った料理を食べてもらいたくって。
それだったらさくらが得意な洋食でもいいんじゃないのか？
はい、姉さんのことだから私が作ったものは何でも美味しいって言ってくれそうですけど、ここはあえて中華料理で挑戦したいんです。だって中華料理が得意ってことは姉さん自身が中華料理を好きだからですよね。
詳しいことは俺も聞いたことはないけど、まあ好きでもないものを極めたりはしないだろう。
はい、なので姉さんが好きなお料理を作って喜んでもらいたくて。
そうか、さくらは本当に兄弟思いだな。
はい、姉さんも兄さんも私にとってとても大切な存在です。だから今から練習をして美味しい中華料理を作れるようになりたいんです。でも中華料理と一口に言ってもいろいろと種類が多すぎて。
そういうことならまずはチャーハンから挑戦してみたらどうだろう。以前遠坂から五目チャーハンの作り方を教えてもらっていたろう。普段から作ってるレシピだし、遠坂の好みの味なんじゃないかな。
確かに先輩の言う通りかもしれません。
それにチャーハンならそんなに工程も多くないし、練習にもぴったりだと思うさ。
Alright. Okay, so we've got 3 options here. Let's go with the one that is going to unlock an additional route. I guess you'll have to go back and experience those other story options later. Maybe they unlock other things like costumes and whatever. Possibly. Anyway, hopefully we get to hang out with Rin soon. That's my big goal here. They're holding us back. The game's delaying the gratification of being able to hang out with Rin. But it's coming. It is coming for sure. Alright, so fried rice. There is the recipe. And there is the... Okay, so we're just stir-frying and chopping this time. That's not too difficult. Point scores are going to be a bit of a challenge. 6,400 for the full 3 hearts. Let's give it a go. Let's do our best to cook some good fried rice. Go cook, yes sir. Right. So we'll start with the chopping. Roasted pork, kamaboko, carrots, green peppers and green onion. So we've got to cut quite a lot of stuff this time. 5 different ingredients. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, we've got to cut fast too. It got hard quickly. Wow. That got challenging. I'm not near as good at anymore. That was a bit better. 2 to go. That was terrible. Sorry, onions. And finally, not my finest hour, but 2,800 points. I should be able to get 1 heart now. Yeah, it does get tough the further on you get. And now we need to stir fry. Yeah, the knife minigame is very much like a rhythm game thing. But yeah, they all have their own different quirks, these minigames. I don't know how many there are. We've played 5 on this stream so far. That may well be the total. I don't know. But yeah, each of them is fun. They're not the kind of thing that you would necessarily want to be the entire focus of the game. This one's obviously more about the story and the food itself. But as a little, addition to what you're doing in the game. Otherwise, it's really neat. They're well made minigames, in other words. Do we get enough? 5,200. Just 1 heart. Again, just the 1 heart. So we did a pretty bad job at the rice. Rin's not going to like our rice. She needs to level up quick so we can get some decent points. Oh, the next one is... It is Rin's story next. We're going to be making omrice. Oh, omrice. Who doesn't like omrice? Omrice is a Japanese institution. You'll see soon.
Yes. 初めてにしては上出来だよ。
私も
At least she's positive. At least she's positive about it. Not her best effort, but she's going to get good.
ごちそうさまでした先輩。
はい。ごちそうさま、さくら。
Okay, so we will do the next chapter because we get to finally hang out with Rin, which is what I wanted to do right at the start. And we get to make gooey omrice. Oh, maybe Rin's levels are the hard levels. That looks like it's definitely down the hard end of the... end. I mean, I would imagine that these things are kind of easy up here and then they get hard as you go back down here. So this one will be challenging, I'm sure. But it is Rin. Special fluffy gooey omelette rice. Rin's story. On a windy autumn day, Rin suggests that they make omrice. Proposes making a somewhat difficult dish, which involves putting an omelette on top of chicken fried rice. Okay. We're going to play hard mode now. I'm going to be terrible at this. And it's autumn now. So... Rin! It's
今
Rin.
日も急に来ちゃって悪いわね、エミヤ君。
やることも終わって暇を持て余してたところだ。
そう、それならよかったわ。その様子じゃ昼食もまだなんでしょ。よかったら今日もご教授いいかしら。
そうか、もうそんな時間か。掃除に集中して時間見てなかったよ。ちょうどいいな、一緒に何か作ろう。
ぜひ。それじゃあ何を作るか決めましょう。
さっき冷蔵庫の中も整理してたんだけど、今この家にある材料は卵に鶏肉、それと野菜が少しってとこか。これで作れるものっていうとなんだろ
なるほどね。その材料ならライスはどうかしら。
う。オムライスか。ああ、悪くない。
それじゃあ決定ね。お昼はオムライスにしましょう。とは言ってみたもの、私オムライスなんて作ったことないわね。チキンライスを作ってそれを卵で包むのね。大丈夫、そこまでは理解してる。
そうだ、
何よ急に。
チキンライスを卵で包むシンプルなのもいいけど、今回は包むタイプのオムライスじゃなくてオムレツを乗せるタイプにしてみないか。
それってオムレツにナイフを入れると内側からスーッと広がるやつ？
そう、それ。
あ、いいわね。いいけどオムライスを作ったことない人間に対してなんでハードルを上げてくるわけ？
大丈夫、俺がサポートする。と言いたいところだが、たまに俺も失敗するから一緒に練習してみよう。
サポートしてくれるなんてさすがエミヤ君って安心しかけたじゃない。さらに不安になってきたの。
Alright, we're going to hang out with Rin, yay! And make a hard version of omurice. The Japanese absolutely love omurice. This is a soul food for them. What do you think about competing to see who makes it better? That is so what Rin would like to hear. She's the ultimate sun. Yeah, she says that, but she loves it. Alright, let's get started with this. Let's get this challenging dish underway. What are we? So, you make tomato sauce, you make chicken fried rice, you make the omelette, and it's all there. And it's a 3-stage minigame. You need to chop, stir fry, and make. I don't know what make involves, but we'll see. Oh, that'll be the flip game. I wasn't very good at that one. I like Rin in a ponytail. I like her as twin tails, but a ponytail looks good on her. Go cook, yes sir. Let's do this. So this is the, I imagine this is the hard version of the chopping game, so let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Chop the omelette. Oh, there goes a truck. Sorry about that. Just 2 things to chop. Oh dear. It's fast, so fast. I didn't do too bad then. And chicken thigh. I didn't do so well with that one. But 3.5 or 3,300. That's high scores I have to get from. But I've got 3 minigames, so who knows? I'm on track. I'm on track to get the top score right now. Stir fry the chicken fried rice. That's this minigame. So, not very good, that one. One mini game left, and this is the one I absolutely screwed up when it was easy. I'm not going to do very well with this one. The omelette. Alright, so making the omelette. Press A with the correct timing when watching the cooking level of the interior and exterior of the ingredients to lift them. Okay, so... Ah, bad. Oh, this is a hard minigame, this one. This is a hard minigame. I'm not good at this one. I got a perfect. Okay. So I might have just passed, actually. Did I? Yes. 1 heart. Rin is not going to enjoy this omurice much, but at least I passed. And clues. Rin can now be played. That's excellent. Unlock the recipe. Unlock the next chapter. Oh, Dango. I love Dango. Dango's great. Okay. So polite. So I'm pretty sure you do have to get like a 3 heart rating to get the full cutscene for the second half of the story, because otherwise they just say thanks, that was great, and then walk off. So there is a lot to this game, I think, is the thing that the takeaway from this stream so far. Because if you look at it, I really haven't unlocked that much so far. And this is what? An hour and a half of play, and I've still got all of this stuff to unlock and all this story to go through, and then I have to go back and replay these ones to get better heart scores. So there's a lot to this. This one is definitely worth the full price that it was asking, as it turns out, because you are paying full price for this. It is a $50 US game, so they did go all out to make it worth the money, and I'm having a really good time with this. I'm going to call an end to this stream right here, because I've got other things I've got to get done this weekend, as much as I would like to just sit here and play this now. But thanks everybody for joining us on the stream. I hope this was interesting. I will have a review of this up on digitallydownloaded.net next week. In the meantime, enjoy your weekend, play lots of games, and we'll see you next time.